So hey guys, welcome back. You've right now tuned up to your favorite place because here we're going to be talking about independent artists and this is hashtag the Blue Mind. Today I have a very special guest with me because one of the EPs, what she's right now been here giving it out, has been ruling up. And what lies beneath is something which you're going to be surely knowing. But who is it all about? Let's welcome them on board. So hello dear, would you love to introduce yourself please?
Hi, it's so great to be here. I'm Tanya Shanker and I'm a singer-songwriter from Bangalore. I'm 17 years old and I've been doing music since I was about 11 years old. I've been performing all over the country from venues, in Bangalore, as well as, Mumbai, Chennai, Kochi, and, basically all around India. And I recently released my EP, What Lies Beneath, after 2 years, and I'm so excited to be here.
Hey Tanya, wonderful to have you. And you're just 17 and you've almost traveled the whole of the country. I mean, like, where do you get this kind of an enthusiasm from?
I think music has always brought out that enthusiasm, because it's definitely something that I hold very dear to my heart. And ever since I was a kid, I knew I wanted to do this. I know people will still say I'm a kid, but even when I was younger, I was like, I definitely want to do this. So yeah, that's where the enthusiasm comes from.
So you said that you started music when you were just 11. What was the first time that you actually realized that, music is something that you really want to do? And who was the first person to say that, all right, Tanya, let's give it up a try?
Actually, 11 is when I started doing it like professionally, like going around the country and stuff. But when I was 7, I think I realized that, I wanted to do music. I had like my first performance in school. I think it was Cowboy Take Me Away by the Dixie Chicks. And, I got on stage and I just, in that moment, like while singing, I got so lost in the music and I knew, this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And a lot of people say that at 7, but I actually stuck with it. So, yeah, I think my first music teacher, Nevelsa, was the one that sort of like pushed me to do that. But since then, it's been, Richard, who's been my constant support ever since I was 11. And, he's taken me to amazing places. It's all because of him.
So people usually say that Tanya is a person who's got a very bold and a beautiful voice, So it's like not many people usually have that kind of a genre to perform up. So when you hear such compliments or when people hear to your songs, what are the reactions that they come up with?
I mean, most of the time it's like, wow, your voice is so powerful. Like, how is such a tiny thing able to like produce such a big voice and stuff? Because I'm quite short also. Like if you see my videos, you can see that like I'm tiny. And then suddenly everyone be like, oh my God, this little kid is singing on stage like so loudly. So yeah, those are mostly the reactions.
So you're like that chota packet and bada dhamaka.
Yeah, exactly.
Wonderful. But it's like, there are many of the artists basically that really have been inspiring you for showing your musical journey because, you start quite young and you are still young. You've got such more to explore. So who have been really those artists, which have helped you making up the music for yourself or even for the matter of fact, writing down the music for yourself? Like, you feel like, this person writes really well, this person composes very well, and you try to incorporate them into your singing and your music. So who has been those inspirations?
I think definitely like if you're talking about old school, I would say Tina Turner, Amy Winehouse, all these like powerful voices of rock. Stevie Nicks is one of my favorites. Not just her voice, but also her writing because she has such beautiful writing that just resonates with me every time. So definitely those three, as well as like any women of rock. Like for example, there's this band called Heart, which I really looked up to for a long time because there are not many women that sing rock. So it's like when you do find an artist like that, you're like, wow, I finally feel seen and heard because they have such a powerful voice. And recently, I think in terms of writing, like you asked, I think Florence and the Machine has been a huge inspiration because her writing is just amazing.
Amazing. So, but I'm sure about that, even your singing is amazing. So, we would really love to know which is that first song that you're going to be getting up for our listeners and a small story or a trivia about the song, too.
So, the first song I'll be singing is Soft Boy, which is actually one of the first songs that I wrote for the EP. And I think it was just after having a bunch of like conversations with a lot of boys on the phone, because that's how we talk to guys nowadays. And just getting ghosted a bunch of times. So I think it was after that experience that I was like, why are guys like this? Why can't they just be upfront? Like, if you don't want to talk to me, don't talk to me. And so I sort of like channeled that experience into the song, and I was like, this is what I want in a guy, and that's what Soft Boy is about.
Pretty girls, pigtails pulled by the boys on the playground. Told they liked us and they didn't know how to show their love. 10 years later, texting a guy that'll never reply. False sense of hope that he'll wake up one day and realize you're right. All my friends keep telling me that's the way guys seem to be. I found that I disagree. They aren't born with indecency. Movies and TV reinforce the ideal of masculinity. I want a guy who cries freely, calls me out when I lie easily, wakes me up in the middle of the night if he's scared, expresses his anger healthily, listens to my worries patiently, tells me that he loves me even then. I want a soft meeting a guy who thinks that bringing down women will get him attention. Says he's a nice guy even though she said no twice. She isn't playing hard to get. All my friends keep telling me that's the way guys seem to be. I found that I disagree. They aren't born with indecency. Movies and TV reinforce the ideal of masculinity. I want a guy who cries freely, calls me out when I lie easily, wakes me up in the middle of the night if he's scared, expresses his anger healthily, listens to my worries patiently, tells me that he loves me even then. I want a soft
You released your first single, that was Thank You Mum in 2019. And that was something which really went on quite viral enough. What's something people really aspire to have with their songs, you know. So tell us something about interesting that happened to you, you know, that when you were into the phase, when you were writing this song, what really happened, what really inspired you with this song, and how was your feeling altogether when you came to know that, oh my God, this song became viral?
Yeah, so I think at that age, I was like 12 or something. Yeah, I was 12. And I think I was just looking at my mom around the house and seeing all the stuff that she did for us, how much she sacrificed. And I was like, I definitely have to write a song about this. And I just wanted to, you know, find a way to show my gratitude towards her. So that song is about her. And I think it resonated with a lot of people because, you know, mothers like hold a special place in all of our hearts. And I think especially when we released it on Mother's Day, people, you know, could resonate with the fact that, you know, their mothers were this pillar of strength to all of them, and they had sacrificed so much to get their children. where they were now.
That's true. But you were quite lucky enough, right? That you have your parents, you had your mentor, you also had your manager, Andrew, and so on, that somewhere down the line, it could be said that, oh, Tanya is a very happy-go-lucky person. She's got everything right around her. How did it make you feel about it? That you feel really you're blessed along with all those people around you?
I'm definitely blessed. Like every day I thank, God if you're spiritual. But I thank God, for all the things that have happened to me, because there are so many of my own friends who don't even get to choose their own subjects in school. But my parents are, super open and super, supportive of me pursuing music. And the fact that I found a person like Richard who is willing to give up like everything for my success is absolutely insane. And it's just lucky in all ways possible. So definitely I do feel blessed every day.
So anything that you would love to tell them, right from this platform, and you would love to tell all those parents who are listening to you that, who have their kids at this generation who wants to try and experiment with music, what would you love to say to them?
I think I would say just trust your child and trust, what they know, because I'm pretty sure that they want to pursue something, and it's the 21st century now. It's not like the olden days where you had two options. It was engineering or, becoming a doctor. So there are so many avenues and so many ways of making money. So don't let the money worry, push you and make you stop your child from doing what they love. That's what I would tell them.
All right. So with that beautiful message, we would really love to know which is the next song that you're going to be bringing up for all our audiences and a trivia about it too.
So this next song is Drama Queen. I feel like it's the simplest song on the EP, but it's mainly about this person that was really annoying me at the time because they were just pouring all of their problems on me. And whenever I talked about something, they would just like constantly switch the topic back to themselves. And I was like, damn, you're so self-centered. And like, that's why the song Drama Queen was born.
I smell your desperation miles away, or dare I say, you're in the hornet's nest, stung by your pride every other day. I'm tired of listening, go bother someone else. I'm too young to be your therapist, get in line, there's a list. The hourglass still drips, time's ticking away, but you'll never finish. You're so selfish, I'm done with this bullshit. Drama, drama queen, drama, causing a scene, drama, just a team, drama queen, yeah, always, always, always causing a scene. Still crying, making a mountain out of a molehill, your only valuable skill. I gave you advice, you don't follow it anyway. I can't hold your hand, you're not a child, you gotta figure it out. You need a cold taste of your own medicine without a doubt. Leave me alone, 'cause I'm done with this bullshit. Drama queen, drama, causing a scene, drama, drama queen, yeah, always, always, always causing a scene. Ooh, I never thought that you would be so consumed by vanity that you couldn't see you were blinded by reality. Drama, drama queen, drama, drama, drama queen, yeah, always, always, always causing a scene.
Actually, what a beautiful thought that, that you having a conversation with someone and someone shifting up with the chapter. It's like, bhai, ruk jao. Chapter ka khud mat badlo. Listen to what I'm saying. But I'm sure you've done a fantastic job with the song that you've come up with, Tanya. So when people usually have a battle which is going on in their mind of what subjects to choose, who is that boyfriend or the girlfriend they're going to be choose, you brought up an album altogether which was Battlefield. I mean, like, that is insane. No one at that age actually brings out an album to the people and says, all right, guys, whatever you're going through, I have an album with me to depict everything. What really inspired you to make that album? But tell us something about that. How has that journey been?
I think that entire album is sort of captures the teenage experience very well, because it's a lot of conflicting, sort of notions. I think as a teenager, when you become one, you're sort of thrust into this world, into the real world suddenly, and you discover a lot of truths about the world that you didn't know before. And so it's reckoning with those past beliefs while also sort of accepting these new things that you learn about the world. And those things create sort of a battlefield in your mind of two opposing forces. And I think that's what the album is about. And so I was definitely feeling like caught between those two sides. And I think that's where the inspiration came from.
So the album which you also got out, which was Battlefield, had really a lot of fans also, and a lot of great people who actually came up to you with, congratulating your work. How did that make you feel at that particular moment? Like, were you into the seven clouds and you were like, this is the eureka moment you were really wanting to? Or is that eureka moment still being pending at Tanya's side? It's like, no, this is not the starting. There is something more to come on my plate.
I think it's definitely great to hear that people like your stuff. But at the same time, that moment is still coming for me. I was super grateful to see like that Rolling Stone had chosen it for its editor's pick and stuff like that. But I think there's more to come, and I'm looking forward to, growing and learning and getting better at my craft.
All right. So with that, we would really love to know that what is the next song that you're going to bring up for our audiences, and a small trivia about it too.
So the next song is a song called The Audience. And it's about the audience. I feel like the title is pretty self-explanatory, but it's more about this desperation to be loved by people, to be liked, to be seen, to be heard. And I think that song captures that feeling very well. So this one's Audience.
There's a new girl in town. I hear she's wearing my crown. There's shiny lights on her name. They've cut me out of the frame. I held the world in my hand, struck down designer brands, and as my head turns to gray, I start to fade away. I need your attention. Look me in the eye. No, this is not the time to say goodbye. I need your validation. Look me in the eye. No, this is not the time to say goodbye. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love me. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love me. Oh, will you love me again? Recall my time in the sun when I was number one. I think you like her more. Still tear down what she wore. The glass you threw on my face, scars that I tried to erase. I'll bear it all for your praise and your loving gaze. I need your attention. Look me in the eye. No, this is not the time to say goodbye. I need your validation. Look me in the eye. No, this is not the time to say goodbye. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love me. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love me. Oh, will you love me again? You never even cared. try to make a fuss, but that was before I realized you wanted a toy to squeeze. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love, love, love me. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love, love, love me. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love, love, love me. The audience, yeah, I'll make you love, love, love me. Oh, will you love, love, love me again?
And I'm sure our audiences are going to be loving this song of yours. In fact, what you brought up for us, Tanya. But all right, so Tanya, when you talk about your EP, which is What Lies Beneath, as we really told that, you've got so much which you really have to share along with us. Let's get into this detailing about what lies beneath, So what are some of the themes that you've addressed into this EP of yours?
I think the entire sort of thesis of the EP is what lies beneath the surface. And, all the issues that you sort of ignore and the things that you sweep under the carpet. And I sort of wanted to address all of those things that were troubling me. And that's what the EP is about. And so I've talked about, like in Helium, I've talked about anxiety and sort of feeling this worry about the future. In Soft Boy, like I said before, it's about toxic masculinity, all these issues that people sort of overlook. And then What Lies Beneath, the title track, is, about self-discovery and introspecting and figuring out who you are as a person, who you are at your core. And so all of these things that were troubling me at the time, I wanted to put it into, a song. And that's what the EP is about.
So when you created Battlefield, and now when you create this EP, how has things been different for you? Did things really change in terms of the music and the writing?
I think I've definitely been more confident with my writing, for one. And even the style has changed. I feel like this EP is more pop, and that was a little more like pop rock and stuff like that. And I've definitely sort of been writing more. So I feel more confident about my writing, feel confident more about my, singing. So all of that has definitely changed.
One piece of advice that you would love to give to all the independent artists would be?
I think just keep going. I know it's a really, really difficult path with, no future, no sort of guarantee that you're going to make it, but do it for the love and you'll be happy at the end, no matter what happens.
How sweet. Thank you so much, Tanya, for actually sharing some beautiful voices of yours in the songs and even your thoughts. It was really wonderful having you with us. And I really hope that the year 2023 brings up lots of beautiful things into your life.
Thank you so much for having me. This has been absolutely great. I loved all of your questions.